The Nintendo Switch, released over 8 years ago, was one of the most notorious consoles in the gaming world. And in today's video, we're going to be building a Nintendo Switch gaming setup to see if it's still worth buying in 2025. This right here is the Nintendo Switch. It costs around $250 and it has two little Joy-Cons connected to the screen. And it's a very budget handheld device. Overall, it is actually pretty aesthetic with the red Joy-Con and the blue Joy-Con as well, which acts like a controller. And the screen has a size of 6.5 inches, which for a handheld console at the price of $250, you cannot go wrong with that. On this side, you have the X button, the A button, the B button and the Y button, as well as a joystick and a home button, plus the options button. And on the other side, where the blue Joy-Con is, which is just a couple of arrows, but more like a Xbox controller since the joystick is higher than the other one, whereas the PS5 is symmetrical. And at the top of the console, you guys can see a power button, a volume up and down button as well. And at the back of the Switch, it actually looks pretty nice. It does have some ventilation, as you guys can see. For a handheld, you're definitely going to be needing it. And at the back, it also has a kickstand, which you can just prop it up like so, which is pretty nice. Like, you cannot go wrong with that. And you guys can see there's a couple of buttons over here where you can actually detach the Joy-Con from the controller, like so. And as well as this one, which also just acts like if you put it on this, you guys can connect it to a TV. And you can use these Joy-Cons as little control pads to actually play the game, which is super sick. And that's probably my favorite feature about the Nintendo Switch. These also just feel really good, as well as you guys can play like this side, where it's like horizontal, and you guys can press these buttons, which actually just act like extra buttons. There's an SL and an SR. As you guys can see, the light is lighting up, which means you can connect it to the Switch by holding down the buttons right there, which also just connects to the Switch. Now let's go over to the dock for the Nintendo Switch. As you guys can see at the front of the dock, it has the Nintendo Switch logo, which actually looks pretty clean. Overall, it is super minimalistic and I actually kind of like it. But if you guys pop this back open, you guys can see a couple of ports. There's an AC adapter, which actually comes with the Nintendo Switch. And this is the AC adapter to charge the Nintendo Switch, and it's just like a normal plug. It does connect via USB-C. There you go, you guys can play with it on charge and just plug it into a port right there. But yeah, you guys can play with it on charge or not on charge, it doesn't really matter. All it does is charge the device. There is also a USB adapter and HDMI out. But wait guys, are you trying to upgrade your room even on a tight budget? Well, I was too, until I found MeRGBW. I used to always want RGB lights in my room, so I looked everywhere, Amazon, everywhere to find budget RGB lights, such as rope lights, hexagon lights, or even letters. But I wanted something like the Nanoleaf, but on a budget that still wouldn't lack quality. And that's why MeRGBW actually helped me. They sent me a couple of their products to review, which I actually wasn't being biased in, but these lights, as you guys can tell, are absolutely insane. But recently they sent me a rope light and a letter A that I can transform my sister's room. So that's exactly what I did. And now let me show you the before and after. So here is before and now is after. And as you guys can see, the quality is absolutely insane. So if you are looking for budget lights, I would recommend MeRGBW. Now let's go back to talking about the Nintendo Switch. You can connect it to monitors, TVs and other displays. Once you have the HDMI in, you just go like this and it should basically just connect. Now let's quickly turn it on. I think it should be turning on. Yep, right there. As you guys can see, I was last playing Fortnite, which is the game we're going to be testing in today's video. And with the Joy-Cons attached, the Nintendo Switch weighs around 93 pounds, which for a console this size is actually not that bad. It doesn't actually feel way too heavy. So wherever I am, I can just sit down and play some games. This screen is also a touch screen, which means you can actually just flick through games and also just like press the settings and basically everything you need to do. It has 64GB of internal storage, which you guys can actually put in SD cards for games. The GPU and the CPU inside of here is the NVIDIA Tegra processor, which isn't actually too bad for a console this size. Once it's connected to a monitor, TV or any other displays, you guys can play at 1080p. Otherwise, when you're playing on just the screen, it's 720p. The main thing is the battery life. Once you're out and about playing games, you might want to have a console that actually lasts. This Nintendo Switch lasts up to 4.5 hours all the way to 9 hours depending on the game you're playing, which for a console at $250 is actually insane. But now it's time to see if it's actually still worth buying in 2025. So let's quickly build a gaming setup. Alright guys, we are now actually in a game, but one thing I noticed is that it already took ages just to get inside of this map. It took me around 2 minutes just to load in a map like this. There is one problem with the Nintendo Switch is where you can't show FPS, which is a problem. But one thing I know is this Nintendo Switch can actually run 30 FPS, but from what YouTubers say, it doesn't even consistently even hold that. So that's what we're going to be testing in today's video to see how smooth it actually is. So I don't actually know how to build, but we're going to try. Okay, we can do a 90. Okay, wait, how do I edit? Oh, some simple edit, let's go. Oh wait, no, what? And there we go. No, we're cooking. Okay, it's very choppy. It's very choppy. Apparently there was a Nintendo Switch player that actually beat Mr. Savage in a 1v1. And it was on this Switch, not the new Nintendo Switch 2. Which is actually insane. Because me personally, I'm legit having to use simple edit. Oh hell no, bro. Oh my days, my edits. Wait, I'm cooking. Okay, 200. Yeah, so to be honest with you guys, if I put my PC to 30 FPS, I actually think this is nowhere near 30 FPS. To me, it feels around like 20. Maybe it feels like 30 if I'm looking in the distance. But right now, to be honest with you, I would be surprised if this is 30 FPS. Once building, it feels like I'm on like 20 maybe. But there is actually no frame drops, which I'm not surprised because it legit only runs to 30 FPS. So when it's a frame drop, it's barely noticeable. But overall, these controllers, they're high quality. But having a grip on them is actually quite hard. But right now it is quite odd to actually play with these because I'm actually used to playing on the PS5 controller and this is an entire different thing. But without further ado, let's actually just hop into a game. Guys, I'm actually not even kidding. By the time I load it in the game, we're already on the bus. Like what? I am playing the new Fortnite Blitz Royale since I actually cannot build and zero build is probably going to be the best thing for me and it's actually going to be quiet. Bro, my textures aren't even loading for my guns. Bro, okay, there we go. Why the hell am I... Yo, how the hell do I use this thing? Yo, back up, bro. Now, what the hell am I meant to do? How? Z-on, what's Z-on, bro? What is Z-on? I actually don't know what that is. Oh, I got it. Alright, let's see. Can I fight him? Okay, I cannot fight him. We grab the gun. We look at him. 200. Oh, wait, no. You okay, my aim? Oh my days, the aim assist, bro. It's all the aim assist. I cannot play this game, holy crap, bro. There is some fighting over here. We're gonna use the new avatar thing. Yo, what's good? Okay, we see this dude? No, 200. Oh my days, we're cooking. Yo, I have like no health. Oh wait, we need a shield bow, Oh my days, this is hectic, bro. Yo, where did this dude come from? No! Watch out. No, I'm dead. Shield bubble. Oh, wait, you can't place it on water. 200? Okay, we need help. I see a tuk-tuk. Where is it? I got it. Oh my days, this is hectic, bro. Holy crap. Wait, I'm gonna use the new avatar thing. We're gonna bounce on his head. We're gonna take it off. We see him. 200. Okay, wait, no. We see him. 200. Okay, wait. We see him. 200. You see this dude? Like, what are you looking at, bro? 200. Wait, no, wait. Yo! Bro, just stole my kill. No! What the hell, bro? Who is this dude? Stealing my kills and then, oh my days. Let's run it again. Alright, back into our last game. Let's quickly go and land over at probably Pleasant Park. Let's hopefully last at least a minute because at the moment it's not going well. My legit items are not loading. The graphics look like this. It looks like I'm playing on a 2001 PC. Why am I still? I should be gliding in that animation, but okay. Chat. Just a little bit delayed, bro. Like, damn. 100. Pickaxe. 200. These controllers, they're not too bad, but they're not great either. Spire rifle. Okay, cool. Yo, who is this? Who is this dude, bro? Where is he at? 100. Yo, I'm going to get absolute sweat. Yo. So overall, the Nintendo Switch is actually alright, I'd say. For the price you're getting what you're paying for, as well as these two controllers, so you don't need to buy an extra controller. But overall, the setup for around like $270 is actually not too bad. It's super minimalistic, the Nintendo Switch. It's portable, you can take it anywhere. And overall, I can't really complain. Although everything did feel a bit delayed, the FPS and the graphics were just not that great either. You guys can play a bunch of other games. Pokemon, Violet, Mario Kart, all these other games play super smoothly and you legit cannot complain with them. So thank you guys for watching. Let's hit 3K. If you guys haven't already, follow my Instagram and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.